Hi, I'm Ethan Kreutz, and this is my first informative speech. There truly is no place like Nebraska. But when I say the word Nebraska, what comes to mind? I know, for me personally, what comes to mind are three words: corn, flat, and Nebraska football. Today I'm going to share with you all about the rich tradition that is Nebraska football. If you ask a Nebraskan about UNL football, they would probably tell you about the coaches, the players, and the fans. I am no exception, because I believe Nebraska football is a tradition that everyone should be well aware of. To get started, Nebraska's had great coaches over the years. First off, let's begin with Bob Devaney. Now, according to Boyles and Guido, Bob Devaney has won 101 games in his 11 years as head coach at Nebraska. He also won national titles in 1970 and 1971. Now, we'll move on to arguably the most famous coach in Nebraska history, Tom Osborne. Now, Tom actually one-upped Bob Devaney by winning 3 national titles, according to Hamilton. He won them in 1994, 1995, and 1997. Now, Tom not only is famous for winning those national titles, but he also implemented the option offense, which is all too well known at Nebraska. Finally, we end up with Bo Pelini, who is the present-day coach at Nebraska. Now, according to Fricky, he was the only coach that had an interim position at Nebraska in 2003 ever. That had never been done before. After being the defensive coordinator and head coaching for that one game in 2003, Bo Pelini moved on to be the defensive coordinator at LSU and Oklahoma before coming back to take the head coaching job at Nebraska. Now, let's move on to the great players that Nebraska has had. Of course, they've had a number of All-Americans over the years, but I am just going to mention the Heisman Trophy winners Nebraska has had. Now, according to the Heisman Trophy history, Nebraska has had 3 Heisman Trophy winners over the years. They have had Johnny the Jet Rodgers in 1972, who is famous for his punt return against Oklahoma in the game of the century. Next, we have Mike Rozier, who won the Heisman Trophy in 1983, and he was a great tailback for Nebraska. And finally, we have Eric Crouch in 2001, who is well known for his 95-yard touchdown run against Missouri. Now, not only are the Nebraska players successful on the field, but they also carry over their success to the classroom. According to Aiden, Nebraska has had 235 academic All-Americans from 1962 to 2006. Now, this is an unprecedented number matched by no one else in the nation. Nebraska is by far tops in that category. Finally, we'll move on to Cornhusker Nation, the fans. The fans are what makes Nebraska. If you go to Lincoln on a Saturday during a home game, the place is packed to the max, and walking around Memorial Stadium is like trying to navigate your way around a zoo. The place is just buzzing with excitement. Memorial Stadium is known on Saturdays as the Sea of Red, signifying that the fans come out all in their red jerseys to support their Huskers. They literally show up week after week, no matter what the score is. Nebraska has sold out every home game since 1962, an NCAA record. Now, even if the Huskers do drop a game, the fans will still come back to support. However, after a tough loss, the state has a pall that gets cast over them. Everyone's sad, and I know in my family that's a fact. So, when you think of Nebraska, you no longer have to think of the grain that engulfs you or the fact that you can see for miles and miles without seeing a hill. Now you can think of the great program of UNL and its rich tradition of coaches, players, and fans. There truly is no place like Nebraska.